Legacy Wrestling Season 1, Episode 10. This is Slam, and I am Mikey, bro. Welcome to another edition of Legacy Wrestling. But guys, we're going to waste no time and get straight into it. Start off with a 77% announcers at ringside. The camera opens up, you'll see Mauro Ranallo and Aaron Stevens at ringside. He says, "Welcome to Legacy Wrestling Slam." It's me, Mauro Ranallo, with none other than Aaron Stevens, who welcomes us. Mauro says, as advertised last week, we're going to have one heck of a show for you, headlined by Brian Cage and Jeff Cobb. Steven said those two big behemoths are absolutely going to tear the house down tonight. If you're a fan of hard-hitting action with big, strong dudes, you're in for one hell of a show, said Stevens. Mauro adds that we also have Deonna Purrazzo taking on none other than Tegan Nox, which features two of the stronger female competitors here within Legacy. Stevens adds the two ladies have both been in Raw lately, and it's going to take an absolute blast to watch the girls continue to burst out here. Mauro says, hey, but let's at ringside next as our Legacy Wrestling World Tag Team Champions Axel and Damo of Insanity take on a new tag team within our already becoming stacked tag team division. The camera fades as we open the show. Per usual, ringside opening the show. Really, we do it a lot of the time because I actually like that format in professional wrestling and because I try to hide the first match, which I did not do a good job of. However, in the opening match, we have the debuting Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz of the Rascals losing to the Legacy Wrestling World Tag Team Champions Axel and Damo in just under 10 minutes. 63 4-star match. We got popularity going on throughout here. Latin America apparently loves them some Axel. Miguel and Wentz took a little bit of a bump up, but they also went down a little bit in Latin America and in Asia. No big deal. 63, an absolutely fantastic match though. So we have Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz, they debuting, at least for tonight, Rascals losing to the Legacy Wrestling Tag Team Champions. I'm going to say NXT Tag Team Champions at some point, but hopefully not. Losing to the Legacy Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Alright, in the next segment, we get a hype video for FTR. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler will be here next week. So 100% Oceania, Latin America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Africa all go up here. Small segment for FTR, but the Tag Team Champions, well, not the Tag Team Champions, but the Tag Team FTR will be here next week. Remember, the Legion of Pain caused them to lose the Tag Team Championship match at Bash at the Beach. Thus my slip-up. Alright, next up we have the Von Erichs backstage. That's right. We fade backstage as we see the Von Erichs, Marshall, and Ross standing with Vita. Vita says, boys, welcome. Marshall and Ross nod, acknowledging Vita. Vita says, last week you two got a big victory over one of the up-and-coming tag teams in Legacy Wrestling, the Young Guns, and Ross before you took Marty to his absolute limits in the championship tournament. Their legacy is watching the Von Erichs, definitely on the upper trajectory. Ross says, Vita, we absolutely are. We've been working every day, getting extremely hard, and getting better every day. Just as Ross continues to speak, the Legacy Wrestling World Tag Team Champions Axel and Damo of Sanity walk up. Axel said, yet not hard enough, referencing Ross saying he's working hard. Damo motions to the championships. Axel says, I mean, don't get me wrong, boys. There has been improvements, but improvements small at that aren't going to get it done here in Legacy. They again point to their championships. If you know, again pointing, you know. The Legacy World Tag Team Champions walk off, leaving Vita Scott and the Von Erichs shaking their heads in rudeness. So basically the Von Erichs backstage talking to Vita Scott, the Tag Team Champions, after their match, basically not getting interviewed themselves, but seeing the Von Erichs get interviewed, saying, hey, you guys are improving, but let's pump the brakes. So we got popularity boost throughout. Nothing major, but a little bit of stuff. Vita Scott continues to add to the story beat. 65 overall. Alright, in the next match, we have Deonna Purrazzo defeating Tegan Nox. The refereeing work was good, as was the announcing, but we have a little surprising. Deonna Purrazzo goes up in North America and Latin America quite a bit, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Africa, but pretty big drops for Tegan Nox and Deonna. For Tegan Nox in North America, Latin America, Oceania, and Africa. Really not sure why, but the crowd was hot. 3.5-star match. Absolutely great in-ring competition. Again, as these women hopefully gain overness, they can continue to grow as it relates to their popularity. But as of now, we're still on an uphill battle. We're a regional promotion that we're working on pushing towards Colt. All right. Next up, we got a hype video featuring what happened last week, which was Mercedes Martinez interrupting the main event match between Mickie James and Dakota Kai for the Legacy Wrestling Women's World Championship, causing a disqualification. So, next week, we're going to see some people here. We're going to try to get to it. We're going to see where it leads us. The three women are doing great here in Legacy Wrestling, and they continue on their upwards trajectory. Absolutely love it. Next stage, we get a Claudio Castagnoli segment. He's walking to the ring, and he'll be up next. Not big boost, but Claudio, obviously being Claudio, gets some overness here from this segment, as well as a high final score for us. And in the match that we just saw, I don't know why I said it like that. In the match between Claudio Castagnoli and Nathan Martin, Claudio Castagnoli squashes Nathan Martin in just under a minute. But Nathan Martin is a good wrestler. Made Claudio get low, and the fans appreciate it. 3.5-star match, 60% match for Claudio. Basically, this was a vessel just to get Claudio a little more over. All right, we're also being reminded that next week, Taylor Rotunda's Open Challenge. All right, 83 overall. We're also shown a recap of what happened with Marty Scurll, and we'll get a recap and an update next week about Marty and what happened after being supposedly, allegedly, what we're thinking was taken out at Legacy Wrestling's Bash of the Week pay-per-view, which allowed Claudio to enter the tournament against Killer Cross one more time in a winner-go-home match and then defeat Johnny Gargano. But in our main event, we have a 3.5-star match between Brian Cage and Jeff Cobb, in which Brian Cage gets the victory. He's going up in Latin America, North America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Africa, and we have Cobb dropping in Asia, Oceania, and Africa. So Brian Cage with the victory here tonight in the main event over Jeff Cobb, and after the match, we see Brian Cage in the ring celebrating. He looks down at Cobb and simply smirks. He gets the win tonight. Brian Kellovich celebrates a slam feed cut. So we have a big show coming up next week, which I'm excited to present to you. But really another solid show here. I mean, if I had to say so myself, a 72 final score. Let's see what the final show is. All right, we got back up to a 69 after dropping to a 62 last week. Absolutely fine with this. We continue to push towards our little Super Slam that I mentioned, but really towards Halloween Havoc, which will be our next big quarterly pay-per-view special. Well, we're going to go ahead and end it here tonight. This was Legacy Wrestling Season 1, Episode 10. This was another edition of Slam, and thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with another edition. Have a blessed one.